Hi everyone, welcome to the next in the series of Marketplace webinars. This one's on why Marketplace. I'm just going to give everyone a few more minutes to join the chat. I'll be with you very shortly. All right everyone, thanks for being so patient. Let's get started on the next series of the Marketplace webinars. So this one is going to cover why a marketplace. Welcome, thank you very much for coming. Let's get right into it. So I thought I'd start with a bit of an agenda, but at the top of that, I thought I'd explain a little bit about myself. So my role at Marketplacer is basically to improve operational efficiency. So that means that I need to know how we communicate with our potential clients, and I need to know how we can delight our current clients and make sure that we're offering the best marketplace experience that there is. Prior to my role here, I spent some time working in the finance sector. Before here, I actually worked for a few of the marketplace ventures. So I'm definitely across how a marketplace operates financially from almost every angle. Prior to that, I worked in education and I worked in construction, both using my finance skills. Today, what we want to cover is why. Why you should look at a marketplace strategy. What are the strengths and leg ups that you can gain by consolidating a market, extending your range of products and services, and creating a community to harness the strength and network of connected buyers and sellers can offer you. We're going to finish up with a little bit on how data and insights can drive success into your business. And then we're going to say how you can use all of these different tools to generate revenue for you as a marketplace operator. Along the way, I'm going to be dropping in some examples of some of our current clients and how they have used this methodology and some of these points I'm going to talk about to create success for themselves. First, I want to talk about unified commerce. Now, you're going to hear me say a lot today about connections, about unification, about being the destination. And that really is what a marketplace serves. It's not always about buying and selling products. It's about being a place that people want to visit. It's being a place that people want to share ideas. They want to look for answers to questions they have. And along the way, maybe buy a few things. Now, some of you may have seen the team speak at events or met us in person. Some of you might even be current partners of ours. If you haven't heard this before, but a marketplace strategy is all about unification. A marketplacer thrives in this space. We've had 12 years of building technology that is really designed to make sure that you can connect a buyer and a seller together. So the first and most obvious advantage of a marketplace strategy is dropshipping from third parties. Now, we all know that owning and operating your own space is expensive. Whether it's a floor space in the city or a warehouse out in the boondocks, it all comes with a cost. What you're trying to do with a third-party dropshipping strategy is minimize the capital and warehouse restrictions you have by offering products and services that a third party has and that they can deliver to your consumer on your behalf. One of the real benefits of dropshipping from third parties is being able to scale with speed. All you need to do is reach out to a client, get them on board in your marketplace, and all of a sudden you have access to the thousands of SKUs that they have in their warehouse. Another really great thing is allowing you to expand beyond your current boundaries. If your current network of buyers and sellers covers only, let's say, Queensland or Brisbane, and you want to range into other states in Australia, it's very easy to reach out to Sydney, find a warehouse that's full of stock, and then get them on board. All of a sudden, you've got a digital footprint in both Queensland and another state. Now, one of the things that makes this integration so simple is the technology behind Marketplacer. What at its core, the concept is that every single seller has their own portal. Now, every seller can then load however they want the products that they want to sell in your marketplace. Now, the simplest way is obviously with a connection, which we like to call mConnect. It allows you to seamlessly sync a lot of providers such as Nico, Shopify, or WooCommerce into one central location. This automatically pushes feeds of stock levels backwards and forwards, as well as prices, pictures, all of that into one unified front end so the consumer can see products from a range of sellers. The next is endless aisle. Now, this is a little bit of a buzzword, but one that I like quite a lot. It's relatively self-explanatory once I talk about it. The concept here is that if you own a store, there is only so far that you can stretch your aisle. You can only put so many products on the shelves. By owning a digital marketplace, you've now extended that so you can offer as many products in as many places as you like. So what this allows you to do is help you launch into new product categories. Let's say you would like to try and extend into a category you're not familiar with. You don't need to have the floor space to showcase that product or those products. All you need to do is get a seller on board, put them up front. Now, the other thing that this allows you to do is to fail fast. Let's say you have an idea. I want to put on, I don't know, pet clothes, for example. You can load them onto your marketplace. You find that it's not exactly what your consumers are looking for, and it's in fact detracting from it. Without having spent any money on that floor space, you can simply remove those products and focus back on your core responsibility. A really great example of this is Marketplacer has partnered with Maya, because Maya has an enormous digital footprint with over 6 million Maya 1 members. But they had a problem. There is not enough physical space on the floor of all the Maya centers in all of Australia to stock all the products that they want to stock. By adopting a marketplace strategy, Maya was able to branch out into new categories, such as pets and experiences. At the same time, it allows them to showcase large and bulky items that take up a huge amount of floor space and therefore just simply won't make it into the Maya centers. This let them have a range of over 60,000 new SKUs and over 250 sellers onboarded in the last 12 months alone, at a fraction of the cost of displaying them in store. All right, the next topic is consolidating a market. And we talk about this a lot, that fabric between connecting your buyers and your sellers and uniting like-minded sellers, brands, and products into one marketplace. The whole concept here is to create a destination, be the place for your customer. So many sellers out there operate on their own in a fragmented landscape. By being the person who can bring all those fragmented buyers and sellers to one location, you can truly own the experience of a market. Another example is another of our ventures called Go See Australia. Now, Go See Australia is a camping and caravan website, and they have united over 500 campgrounds around Australia into the one simple network. What I'd like to do is take a minute to step out of that and talk about how they managed to connect them. Now, obviously, they partnered with people, and partnering is something that you can really use to leverage your market. Go See Australia, for example, reached out to some of the big 4 campgrounds, and by making a network connection between the two of them, it gave them access to hundreds and hundreds of campgrounds. As simple as that. All right, create a community. Here I go again talking about connections. The power you gain by uniting a community in a destination or for a purpose is very powerful. In today's digital world, all consumers expect to be able to find the answer to their questions at all times. They want to be able to read blogs. They want to be able to enter competitions. They want to be able to buy products. They want to be able to sell products. Marketplacer can facilitate all of these things in the one location. Marketplacer has recently partnered with a new client we're very excited about, Fishbrain. Now, Fishbrain is a fishing app developed in Sweden. Think of it as Instagram for fishermen and fisherwomen. With over 8 million app downloads, users are able to communicate what fish are biting where, when they're catching them, how big they are, what bait they're using, everything you would want to know. Now, for Fishbrain, connecting that community to a network of sellers of fishing products was a no-brainer. This is a prime example of reaching out to your community and directing them to a destination that is mutually beneficial to both users, sellers, and yourself as the marketplace operator. Now, lead generation is something that is often glossed over. People think that a marketplace is purely for buying and selling. And that's really where the big powerhouses like Amazon and eBay thrive. They're there for you to click something, add it to your cart, and forget about it until it arrives. What you want to try and do in your marketplace is offer your consumers the ability to talk and communicate with sellers and open an avenue that translates traffic directly into leads. They can even come in the form of simply revealing a phone number or an address for a seller, but even better is the ability to directly inquire on a specific product to a specific seller. Sorry, one moment. As an example, we've partnered with Jayco, Australia's largest caravan seller. And what they've done is they've created a marketplace website with a slightly different approach. Instead of listing everyone who sells caravans, they've simply listed all of their dealers that sell caravans. So what this does is it fulfills two functions. The first is that each dealer is now able to list the product that they have on their floor right now. The second is to allow a consumer to find out what product is where. If they're out and about and they want to drop in and see a caravan, there's nothing worse than deciding that you found one online and realizing it's on the other side of the country. Now, clearly, people are not going to add a $100,000 caravan to their cart and swipe their credit card. But by offering the ability to communicate with a dealer and request a meeting on site so that you can have a tour, we've seen a huge growth in inbound inquiries for Chaco, and their sales are going through the roof. As a marketplace operator, you can take the initiative here to gate these inquiries before they get to a seller. And I'd like to take a second to talk about a new product that we've launched recently. We're liking to call it the concierge service. The way it works is a consumer can reach out directly to a marketplace operator and say, hi, I'm looking to buy a bike. I want it to be a mountain bike. My budget is between $1,000 and $5,000. Now, as the owner of the marketplace, you know all of the sellers, you know what they have and when they have it. By making a short list of available products for that consumer, you're really guiding them down that path to purchase. We're seeing over 30% conversion on inquiries this way, which is a huge jump to standard click, collect, add to cart, and checkout. Now, experts in your organization can be the first line to respond to these consumers, but of course, you could just pass this straight to the seller and let them own that journey themselves. The next thing that I want to talk about is insights and data. Now, data is powerful and something that's very close to my heart. If people are operating a marketplace, they have an enormous array of data that they can get access to. They know who's clicking what they're searching for, who's visiting them, how often, what pages are successful, just to name a few data points that can be collected. Marketplacer has built an overarching data platform that we like to call M-Insights. Now, what M-Insights is a suite of reports, over 400 of them at last count, and we're always building more. Now, some of these reports are simple: stock levels, most visited pages. One of my personal favorites is unresolved searches. Now, it's a simple concept, but what this is every time a consumer has searched for something in the search bar and not found a result, that search is then logged in the Insights platform. Now, once a month, you could jump in there and see what your consumers are looking for that you don't have. That's such a simple way for you to know who to reach out to and who to connect your sellers with. Again, I'm going to go with a bike exchange example. Using this unresolved search function report, they found that there were over 2,000 unresolved searches for people searching for foam rollers. Who do you know? Cyclists love a foam roller. Now, Bike Exchange didn't currently have a seller for foam rollers. By reaching out to foam roller suppliers and saying, listen, we've got 2,000 people searching for a product that we don't have. Please join us in our marketplace. We can be mutually beneficial. You can sell, I can gain more traffic, and I can make my consumers happy. Now, if you've got all of this data and you're not using it, you're definitely not leveraging the power of this information. And it's something that I very strongly consider to all marketplace operators. Make data-driven decisions and it will help your business grow. Now, onto everyone's favorite topic and definitely mine, how we can implement these strategies to drive more money for us as the operator. Now, some of these may be more obvious than others, but I wanted to step through each of them one at a time to showcase the option you have by owning and operating a marketplace. Now, the first and most simple is a clip of all sales that transact via the platform. Now, what I wanted to talk about is a merchant of record, and this is something that we really need to make sure that people understand as an operator. You become what is called a merchant of record. What that means is that you gather 100% of the money of all sales. You then wait for the seller to fulfill that sale. As soon as that seller has, you remit, let's say 95% of that sale directly to the seller, and you keep the 5%. That's what we talk about when we say merchant of record. It puts the power in your hands to make sure that you can control the customer journey before paying the money out to a seller. Now, the next is the ability to charge a subscription to each of your sellers. So, for example, you might want to charge all of your sellers in a tiered structure, let's say bronze, silver, or gold. Now, what this simply means is that once a month, you'll be able to bill a seller a fixed fee to be part of your community. Now, you can definitely tier these packages to offer more or less. As an example, you could do a $99 package and say 10% of commissions. The next could be a silver package, which is say $300 a month and 7% commission. It's definitely configurable per seller. The third is, let's pretend, a gold package. This is for your people who really want to be ingrained in your network. This could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. Let's say 5% commission. But the kicker here is that you're going to offer them a promotional page, a banner on the top of your site. Come and purchase my products. Come and see what I can offer you as a consumer. Speaking of banners, another revenue stream can be to sell your ad space to external agencies. Now, once you've got a site going, once you've made a community, you've got eyeballs, you've got traffic, and people are out there and they want to buy those eyeballs. The simplest thing you can do is to say, reach out to a seller, or quite often they'll come to you and say, I see that you've got 50,000 traffic a month. I would like to advertise my baby clothes on your website. That is a simple transaction for you, no problem at all. I will put your banner up for a month and charge you a few $1,000s. Now, one of the next topics I want to talk about is lead generation revenue. So we spoke a little earlier about lead generation. What I mean is that every time someone is clicking to submit an inquiry to a seller, you're providing that seller with a hot lead. Now, there's no reason you can't monetize that. Marketplace offers a way to monetize this in two formats. The first is very simple. It's a dollar value per inquiry. So every time a consumer clicks that inquire button, you can bill that person $2 as an example. And this helps you build a very healthy revenue stream. Back to my earlier point, not every marketplace is about transacting. Some people are on there simply to ask the question, and you need to leverage that to gain more benefit for yourself. Another option, but along the same vein, is what we like to call value of inquiry. Now, what that means is that you give your sellers a bucket, let's say $5,000 worth of inquiry. When they get over $5,000 worth of inquiry, you will bill them $50. And that continues to grow and grow. Now, that can be one inquiry of $5,000, let's say a very nice brand new bike, or it could be 100 inquiries of a $50 helmet. Either way, what the system will do is it will group all those things together. As soon as you reach that target, it will bill them. Each of these options is available, and each is completely customizable per seller. Now, the final lever that I really want to discuss is data and insights. As a marketplace operator, you have access to a huge range of data, and there are many companies out there who would like to buy that. Imagine you own and operate the largest bike selling marketplace in the world. There is no doubt that bike brands out there want to know who's buying and when. Then you can sell that information. You can do it in one of two ways. A one-off simple generated report. Here's the information, I'll take my money. The other is every month I'm going to let you know what has happened on my platform and what has happened to your consumers. And that can be a recurring revenue stream that you can add on a monthly basis. So I thought I'd been talking for a while, so I might open the floor up to questions. If you have any, please feel free to type them into the chat, and I'll reach out to you soon. All right, so Ben's asked a really good question, and that is how you actually take this money from the sellers. Basically, within the marketplace platform, each seller has a field where you can store their credit card details. Now, this is passed and vaulted. It's completely PCI compliant, but it means that you have access to bill their credit card for this subscription, or for example, this lead generation billing that you're doing. The other option is within the platform, you can generate banner invoices and send them directly to clients to pay via the platform. That allows you to consolidate all the money into one central funnel using a payment gateway that you've already set up and connected to your marketplace. All right, I think that's it for the questions, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you'd like to know a little bit more about marketplace strategy or how we could be the right solution to you, our details are on this site here. There are some, very soon we'll be sending out the recording of this webinar for you to review and hopefully share with your colleagues. If you have any feedback at all, please let us know. We're always looking to improve. Also, if there are any topics that you'd like to learn more about, please reach out and we'll see if we can fit them into our schedule. My name is Zach Burkle, and it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. Take care of yourselves.